Okay, I'm going to go over how to complete the Excel workbook for this week. More specifically, well, let's just take a look at it. Share screen. So for this week, we have the data, the distribution shape, percentiles by hand, and box and whisker. We also have measures of central location. And so then we also have standard deviation and the use of Excel formulas. So let's go ahead and start with 1.3. This right here is all that it is data. And you're going to be using this data for the distribution by shape and also percent by hand and box and whisker. And then let's go ahead and take a look at distribution shape. So distribution shape, all that you're doing here is you are looking at the shape of the graph on the right. So this expected dinner cost, and you are writing right here, do I think it's negatively skewed, positively skewed, symmetrical, bimodal, uniform, what do I think it is? And so you're going to be putting the shape that you think it is right here on the right hand side. And if you were to click on this, the data for this is actually already in 1.3. And then the data for this is also in 1.3. And then the data for these is right over here to the right hand side. And to be really honest with you, I actually modified the data a little bit just to make sure that I gave you guys the opportunity to see different types of distributions. It's not completely accurate or truthful, but at the same time, I'm telling you right now that it's not. So just be aware that this data is there just for you to see an example of what it could be, not necessarily because it's actually true. Next, percentile by hand. You're going to be going through this. There's a whole video that walks you through how to do every single last part in here. And so be aware of that. It's really just to give you experience with calculating percentiles with values and position. And next, I'm going to give you an example here of how to do the ideal outdoor temperature for eating. For instance, what we're doing is we are looking at data in the data tab, and we're going to do the mean, median, mode, max, quartiles, so on and so forth for the location, and then for the values, and then you're also going to be doing a box and whisker. So let's go ahead and let's start right here. We're going to do equals mean, so let's do average. And you can also look at all the Excel formulas right here. You know, it says look at Excel formulas. So and we're going to go to 1.3. So average, and it is, let's see here, ideal outdoor temperature. And so we've got the mean right there. Now I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to just copy and paste this range because we're going to use this range over and over again. So I'm going to do that. So median, so I'm going to do equals median. And then equals mode. And once again, all that this is this is the range. This is the range in 1.3 for ideal outdoor temperature for eating. So this ideal outdoor temperature for eating right here, this is the range from N2 going all the way down to N52, N2 down to N52. And that's a total of 51 observations. So next, provide the location for each of the elements below. So this is saying if we put the data in order from least to greatest, where will the max be? And because there's 51 observations, the max would be at 51. So then quartile 3, where is this going to be? And so what we're going to do is we're going to do equals 3 divided by 4. Three divided by 4 multiplied by 51 plus 1. So this gives us the location. If we put them all in order, quartile 3 is going to be at 39, the 39th position. And then, oh, whoops, let's do the median. Once again, just equals median. then quartile 1 equals so yeah, equals 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 51 plus 1. I mean, I could just do 52, but I'm doing the actual formula. And then min is going to be 1. So that's how you would do that. Next, what we're going to do, so these are the actual locations. So if you put them in order from least to greatest, you would go to this location to find those values. So next, we're going to do the actual values. So we're going to do equals max, and I'm just going to paste the range in there. And then I'm going to do equals quartile .exe. I'm going to paste the range, and then I'm going to say I want the third quartile. Then I'm going to do the same thing right here, equals median. I just keep on doing the median all over and over again. Oh, I don't know why I did the median right here. I shouldn't have done that. Median is going to be 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 51 plus 1. I don't know why that was just a brain fart there. So median, then quartile 1. So we're going to do equals quart.exe. So you put the array right there. And then we're going to do quartile 1. And then the min, we're going to do equals min. Put the range in. And now we have all the values. We have all the locations. And then we also have measures of central location. So last but not least, we're going to make a box and whisker, which there's a fun little, hey, come over here and make a box and whisker. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into 1.3 data. And we're going to highlight all of this. And we're going to say, hey, I want a box and whisker. So I do insert. Then I come over to where there's histograms and I say, give me a box and whisker. And I am going to change the title to ideal outdoor temperature for eating. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto the box and whisker right here. So I'm going to click on it, press Control X or cut, and then put it right here and make it smaller. And so this gives us all this information. If you zoom in on it, you'll see the dots are outliers. And then this is the minimum value that's not an outlier. This is the maximum value that's not an outlier. Then the X is the mean. And then you also have quartile 1, the median, and then quartile 3. That's all well and good, but why don't we click on this and do chart design, do add chart element, and do data labels. And you can do data labels however you want. You can do top, bottom. It's really about whatever looks the best. So I'm going to do right, and you can play around with this to make it so that it's easier to see. It'd be really great if we could make the mean go all the way to the right. You can make that happen. It's just kind of a headache. It would be a lot better if we didn't have such weird outliers, but this is how this is set up. It's saying ideal outdoor temperature for eating. Somebody said 15 degrees. They probably meant 15 degrees Celsius, but they put 15 and everyone else reported it in Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to stick with 15 and say, hey, it really messed up the data. And then you're going to be doing the same thing for first date year, ideal time. Ideal time is going to be a little weird. Just work on it and do your best on that one. Dinner cost, time willing to travel, and birth year. And then after that, just follow the instructions, calculate the mean, mode, median, and sample standard deviation. This is going to be for the second half of the week. And then everything for standard deviation. This is literally the exact same thing that's on your Excel workbook, or sorry, your Word worksheet. So you can do that if you want. And then also this right here is something that you can work on if you want to. It'll help you to prepare for the exam. I won't have any questions about this on the quiz, but this is something just to give you practice with the Excel formulas for the exam. Other than that, I think that's all you got for the Excel worksheets. Hopefully this was pretty straightforward for you.